Very nice, Kevin. Muy bien.
Oh, thank you, Papi. Can I do Deportes tomorrow with you? Probably not.
There you go.
Big Papi just now. Tomorrow, there's no tomorrow. Somehow that actually makes perfect sense. Papi! But I think of Plato and Big Papi. It sounds better in Spanish. It does. It does.
I'm in love with this good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot shit. What's going on, dude? We got baseball. And dude, also, you sent me a tweet you sent out last night. Tell me what happened there, bro. Like late night, you're talking to Big Papi.
Dude, Jess had gone upstairs. She's exhausted. And Poppy says something kind of funny. He said something like, tomorrow, there's no tomorrow. And like Jeter was like, what are you talking about? And like, they're all can. And so I go into my kitchen, do something. As I listened to it, I was like, I tweeted, what did I say? I said, Big Papi just now, tomorrow, there's no tomorrow. And I go, somehow that actually makes perfect sense. And so they came back from break. And I didn't know this. I'm in my kitchen, and all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up. They came back from break with my tweet, and Poppy, like, it starts 11. He's like, you see? But first of all, it was really cool, really tremendous. But on that side, I told you that, and you go, you agree. That does make sense. Tomorrow, there's no tomorrow.
Dude, it makes sense because it made me think of Duke, who was Apollo Creed's trainer in Rocky. Remember in Rocky 4? Remember I think he says that Rocky goes, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Remember? And I'm like, dude, that's one of the greatest lines. And I'm like, oh, Chinch didn't realize it, but he was really tapping into his Rocky 4 memory as a kid. There is no tomorrow.
I was channeling it.
It makes total sense. It makes total sense.
There you go. Well, the Padres, it's almost at the point where Duke's going, throw in the damn towel. Because they put it to Los Angeles yesterday. What a competitive, great game. But you have one main focal point to why the Padres are up in the series.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, if you look at that game, they came out banging early. 6-5, 6 runs quickly. And it was pretty much 6-5 when Teoscar Hernandez hit that grand slam to make it 6-5. And you're like, oh, here come the Dodgers. Well, dude, Michael King settled down a little bit. But the reason that everyone fears the Padres right now is because of the bullpen A.J. Preller has put together. You got Suarez at the back end, Tanner Scott, all those guys coming in that line that up perfectly. You can really shorten the game if you're the Padres, and it showed up big time last night. Dude, I must admit, I went to bed because I'm like, you know me, I'm like, I got to get to bed. So I go to bed, and I'm like, it was 6-5 early. I'm like, dude, I bet you it was like 14-12 or something like that. And I don't know who won. And then I wake up at 6-5 still, and I'm like, look at that bullpen. I mean, both bullpens. I mean, obviously locked it down, but I think another glaring thing that popped up was the biggest thing with the Dodgers has been health. You got Walker. You're leaning on Walker Buehler, who had like a 5.8 ERA in 75 innings this year, coming back from Tommy John. Doesn't have the same still throwing as hard with not the same spin rate. His stuff doesn't have the action. He's not punching out guys the way he was anymore. And you got to lean on him in one of your biggest games of the year. You don't have your Gavin Stones. You don't have your Tyler Glasnows. Yamamoto hasn't really been that great. I mean, what you thought was going to be the strength of the Dodgers is that rotation. Dude, it's really turned out to be their Achilles heel right now. And when you got a guy like Buehler, hoping that he's Walker Buehler from the past, or taking over for Game 3, when he really, got hit around early. And those guys jumped on him early, and his stuff wasn't there. When you're relying on that, it's tough to give up 6 runs early and win a playoff game.
Yeah, pitching is so volatile. If you look back, like you said, everybody, 6 months ago was like, oh, the Dodgers have 9 starting pitchers. It's not fair. They have, and you say they sign Ohtani, they sign all these guys, and it's like, oh, it's a foregone conclusion. Baseball is way different. It's not like you can build a big 3 in basketball, and odds are you're going to make it to the championships. It's not the same in baseball. It's just not on paper. The Mets on paper aren't really probably on paper nearly as good as most of the other teams in this, but they might be the best team in the playoffs right now. It's crazy.
No, it's so true. And also too, man, you got to hit on I know they went and got Glass now. I mean, also too, look at the guy they traded away, Pepio, who is so legit for the Rays. They traded him basically 1-to-1. I mean, that's a younger Tyler Glass now that's going to dominate this league, really. So I think Glass now, the most he's ever thrown was 120 innings. So you had to know that, okay, we're getting a great guy, but we also need guys to be healthy and to pitch at this, especially this time of year. And you talk about the Mets, the guy that went for them yesterday in Manaea, there's no way they thought they were getting that guy. They signed Manaea, who nobody really wanted, and they signed Luis Severino, who had a 6 ERA last year for the Yankees, couldn't get anybody out. I mean, dude, kudos to those guys for saying, you know what, we can get those guys going. Now, Severino was a pretty much mainstay in that rotation for a big reason why the Mets have done so well. He really had a great season, bounce back year for him. Right. And Manaea, you go back and look at his numbers. I did a breakdown yesterday on MLB Network. July 25th, he watched the Chris Sale start. Sale dominated the Mets this one start, and he was like, "Oh, that's interesting." Manaea throws at a 25-degree angle, and he looked at Sale. Sale throws at a 16-degree angle. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to drop down a little bit. Well, when he dropped down a little bit, it also gave him a little crossfire. So he started stepping across his body, yet at a 16-degree angle. He still throws one of the highest fastballs in the game, 3 feet or above. He throws it at a 16-degree angle. Chinch, most of the guys on the list, like Pavetta and Anderson, these guys, they're from a 45, 50. They're the Iron Mike. So you can understand how they're hitting the top rail because they're throwing from here. Manaea is throwing from 16 degrees, almost at a three-quarters sidearm slot, and he's riding the high fastball. And you saw it yesterday. It's like hitters are just – it's so deceiving because you think you're on it. You're like, oh, my God, I'm not on that. It almost looks like a riser, right? And so, I thought it was a great stat was he's throwing 92.4, but the perceived – they can do this now. The perceived velocity is 93.7. So as a hitter, I'm seeing that come in. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing 92.4, but it's by me because the perceived velocity is 93.7. So you go back to the dugout and you go, dude, hey, what do you got in this guy? He's like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm right on the heater, but it's by me. Well, it's by you because the deception of the angle and the crossfire step is so legit that's why Manaea has gone since his start July 30th till the end of the year, bro. Top 10 pitcher in baseball, maybe top 7 pitchers in baseball. So you watch that game 3, and you watch Sean Manaea dominate, and everyone's like, who's Sean Manaea? No, Sean Manaea is different. He made an adjustment. And I don't know if that's great for the Mets because I think he might have an opt-out to get – no, he's going to get paid now. He's going to get paid. He's got some of the nastiest stuff. And you see that at batting with Harper with the nasty sweeper. And one other thing, I'm so fired up about some of these games, but I'm fired up about Mendoza, dude. The way that he leaves guys in the game is so old school. Like, he's like, no, you know, we need you to navigate 3 times through the lineup. We can't just go to the bullpen after 2 times like everybody does. Like, I love that he's kind of letting guys go out there. Even Severino in game 2 was cruising and gave up 3 runs in the 6th. I still don't mind it. It's your game. Go get him.
Yeah, I love that. First of all, and folks, if you haven't seen that breakdown, Sean D. on Sean, Manaea, Sean on Sean Crime, go to Sean's social media pages or the MLB Network social media pages. It's on there. It's really great. It's really great. So good stuff. Great. And meanwhile, Pete Alonso is hitting a home run every game now.
And to right field. And to right field, dude. Chinch, when you start having power to the opposite way, dude, you just become a better hitter. You're on balls. You're seeing the ball later. You know, at the end of the day. So, like, and don't forget, the reason that these teams are here is because they all have elite pitching. That's why they're here. You know, and we're all starting to see, who's the – no, these guys have been doing it all year long. That's why these teams are here. So, Aaron Nola had great stuff yesterday. And, you know, the couple runs came in the 6th on the Sterling Marte hit that he left some runners out there. But you look at Alonso, you know, he's letting the ball travel more. It's getting deeper. It's getting in. He's more relaxed. He's slowing the game down. And for him to have, I think that's his 3rd home run in a row to right field. So it's a great sign for the Mets, dude. Everyone's kind of doing their thing, kind of getting going when they need to get going. And, you know, and Lindor hasn't even gotten going yet. I mean, he's had a couple big hits where he scored. Obviously, Lindor, Lindor's a great player because he's great even if he's not getting hits. Those are your best players. You know what I mean? So like
Good point.
Lindor,
Yeah.
you go look at everything. Oh, he didn't have a yeah, but he's got a walk and he scored. I got he's still doing stuff. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's a fun series, and you can expect the Phillies to punch back again in Game 4.
Well-
and if you're the Mets, man, you'd like to close this out.
Yeah. These 5-game series, the momentum shifts so much faster than anything else. Like all this mojo, the Mets magic, whatever. If they lose tonight, they have to go to Philly for a winner take all to get to the next level. That's scary, dude. I feel like they have to win tonight if you're a Mets fan.
Yeah, if you're the Mets, dude, you would like to win tonight. And if you're the Padres, you would like to win tonight too. You don't want to go back to LA 2-2. And that's why the home field advantage I think is real in these 5-game series. Especially at the bank in Philly.
Case, what's that lid you got on right there?
Dude, you kidding me? It's my favorite hat. You know me, Chinch. I'm a hat snob, dude. I really am. This is my new Melon hat. I've had it for a few months now, dude. It's incredible. It's super comfortable. The one thing I love about it too, sometimes you wear hats all the time. They get those sweat stains. This hat doesn't get a sweat stain. It's got unbelievable comfort fitting. It fits perfectly with the snapback on the back. It's 5 times more durable, I think, than any other hat I've ever had. So, man, this hat's incredible. The Melon hat, man. You got to get a couple of these, brother.
Yeah, dude, I've heard about him. It's like the most premium, durable headwear in like the whole world. And, people use them for tailgating, working out on a golf course. You're going golfing later today, heading out for date night with Sarah. You throw the Melon cap on, right? Am I right?
I wear it for everything, dude. The only thing I can't wear it to is premium restaurants where they're like, okay, you got to take your hat off. So other than that, I'm wearing my Melon hat pretty much everywhere. Dude, it's my new favorite hat. I've been wearing my Melon hat for the past few months straight, dude. No sweat stains, what I said, no smell. Looks the same as the day I took it out of the box. I get a ton of compliments on it every time I wear it. It's even better. They have different options for different weather. If it's warm out or it might be jumping in the pool, lake, or ocean, you need their Hydro Collection, bro. The Hydro Collection is next level, Chinch. You'd love that. But when it gets cold and you need to stay warm, don't worry, brother. Melon has you covered there as well. They have a full thermal collection with different levels of warmth to keep you on whatever you need for when the winter's coming up, brother. Big time.
Nice.
So if you're looking for hats as tough as you, my man, check out Melon. You won't wear anything else after you get one on for yourself. And I know I've been loving my Melon.
Yeah, listen to Sean Casey, folks. If you're looking for the world's most durable hat, look no further. Go to melon.com. That's MELIN.com and put it to the test yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, we say pitching. Now, the Cleveland-Detroit matchup today is really more of a patchworky thing. I mean, Detroit has done that and done it better than anybody maybe in the history of baseball this year, but Cleveland's got Alex Cobb going, been banged up, hasn't really played. There's only 2 guys who have ever faced Alex Cobb in a Detroit lineup. It's a very interesting matchup. This game, you think on paper it's probably going to be like 15-3 or 15-13, but it might be 3-2 somehow. But what's your take on this matchup?
I think one thing for those young kids that haven't, I think sometimes advantage to the pitcher if you haven't faced a guy. There's nothing better than getting a guy 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, now I know how he's going to attack me. I visually know how his ball moves late, the cutter, the sinker, whatever the changes that have fade. So when you're facing a guy like Alex Cobb for the first time, he's been pretty much banged up all year. What do you have, Chinch? 3 starts this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
That's
3
it.
starts. 3 starts this year. So like he, is just really coming back from
16 innings. He's only pitched 16 in the third inning.
He's fresh.
Yeah, there you go. You should go with 14 tonight.
I mean, there's 2 things here. If he's got his great stuff, advantage Alex Cobb and the Guardians. If he doesn't have his great stuff because he only has 16 innings and doesn't have the feel yet, advantage Tigers, because I don't care who you are. If you make a mistake out over the plate, it doesn't matter if it's Randy Johnson or Bill Johnson. It's going to get hammered.
I love when you make those lines. That's a great line. All right. Welcome to New York, everybody. You've been a part of the New York media a little bit. I'm going to read you the sports headline in today's New York Post. Quote, Mr. Not-tober. This version of Aaron Judge can't get Yankees to the Canyon of Heroes. So there it is. Aaron Judge is a playoff flop. He's not that good at baseball anymore,
Oh, my
Sean.
God, dude. Only in New York, man. Only in New York could you get 2 games and be like, this guy, listen. Last game, he was 1 for 3, hit a ball 1 foot away from a homer, had a walk, and I think the biggest thing, Chinch, getting that hit in his last at bat. I know it seems like not much, but as a hitter, when you're struggling, you're just like, I need to get the first one. I need to get a bloop somewhere. I need to get an infield hit. He got that infield hit. I think that's huge, and I think that's huge for Judge coming into Game 3. That could be exactly what he needed to get going.
Yeah, there you go. On the flip side, you're kind of set up right here, Royals. You got Seth Lugo going today. Yankees hitters are overall 22 for 96 against him. He's only given up 5 extra base hits. And by the way, Jazz Chisholm may have picked the wrong day to kind of pop off a little bit. He is 1 for 11 with 5 strikeouts career against Lugo. But this is the big spot. You got to win this game if you're the Royals. And if you do, you're kind of set up a little bit.
And, well, if you're the Royals, obviously that place is going to be rocking too. They're great fans out there in Kansas City. They're ready for this game, especially with the Yankees coming in. But they've really leaned on Seth Lugo all year long. I mean, this guy has been a mainstay in that rotation. JJ Piccolo, the GM there, did a great job of bringing him and Walker into that rotation for those young guys in Reagans and Singer and those guys. So it's a great matchup for the Royals. They match up well there. I think one of the things that could be a factor is, you look at the Royals. They really have more singles than any team in this postseason, right? They really haven't had the long ball yet. You saw Sal Perez get the solo homer the other day, but like a lot of their runs, Chinch, are like a double, a single, a double, steal it back. They do a great job of playing that small ball. They take the extra base. They did a great job of stealing some bases. They're going to put pressure on you. So I think with the Royals, the long ball might be something that they hope they can maybe get some more of, because it's tough to just string together hit after hit after hit. But they've been doing it. That's been their recipe for success.
Yeah, there you go. And just to look at Clark Schmidt versus the Royals, they are 16 for 51. That's a 314 batting average. 4 guys on the Royals have homered off Clark Schmidt before, and he's struck out 11. But I don't know. This is a tough matchup for the Yankees. This is not the greatest matchup for them, so we might see more ugly Canyon of Heroes.
Clark Schmidt has pitched well all year long. I understand why Booney went with Clark Schmidt instead of Luis Heel right here, because Heel's kind of been up and down in the second half. You don't know which is a little Jekyll and Hyde there. But Clark Schmidt, for me, man, this guy has been great since he's come back off the IL. He's had a great season, below a 3 ERA. A little, not a ton of innings because he's been hurt a lot. But when he's on, man, he's nasty.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what shows does Sean Casey have? Do you have a double again today?
Doubleheader. I'm on MLB Now with Brian Kenny and Al Leiter, which is, I love being on with Al. I'm not on with him enough, which would be great. And I love BK too. And then we're right after that doing MLB Tonight. So boom, boom. I think we're on like MLB Tonight. I think we have an 11 a.m. show, and then we got right after that we got MLB Tonight. So it's gonna be great, man.
So you're following the first game.
So what time is the first game today?
It's like back when I used to work at MLB Network. Hold on. Hold on.
2 o'clock, right?
This is so funny. Today, first game. Oh, you got a little break here. First game isn't until 3:08.
Okay, so we're the preview. We're the pregame. We're the pregame.
Oh, okay.
MLB Tonight's 2 to 3.
All right. Well, good that you know that now. You're welcome.
Thanks, bro. Thanks. It's like you're still working here. Chinch, I used to go to you for everything. Chinch, what's going on here? What are we doing? Which side is that?
Okay, he used to come in every once in a while and be like, "Hey, man, I was on a long flight today. What happened last night?" Not anymore, man. You are the most locked in dude in town.
Dude, I'm locked in because we're doing stuff every day. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Hey, maybe we'll come back on live a little bit later tonight when I get home from the Mets game. We'll see.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, Chinchy.
All right,
have
folks.
a great rest of the day, bro. Are you going to the game tonight? What time is that? 5 o'clock? Game is 5?
5:08.
Who's going for the Mets tonight? Peterson?
Phillies, Mets. We got. Oh no, I think it's. Hold on, I just had it here. Who is it? What's his name? Guy who pitched really great last week. Yeah, there you go.
Because Quintana's been pitching well, and Suarez has been a little up and down. He dominated the first half, but he's been up and down the second half. So it's gonna be a great game. All right, man.
All right,
Love
bro.
you, brother. There is no tomorrow. There is a tomorrow for us, brother. There is no tomorrow. All right, man. No down. All right, man. Hey, everybody out there, thanks for listening. We appreciate you tons. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.